I want to go back through this one more time and then kind of use this over the next couple slides that we have here. Did everybody like write this down or take a picture of it?
Yep.
Okay, because this is what I really want you guys to think about today while we're doing role plays, okay? So kind of like Sean said, it's not exactly like a step-by-step script or anything like that. Say what you usually say, talk how you usually talk, so we can like give you like real feedback, but kind of use this as like a process just to follow, kind of like a guide or a direction for what the conversation is supposed to look like, okay? And we can go through like some examples of what each of these might look like, just so you guys have a better understanding of it, okay? So again, during the intro portion of the call, obviously like if you have the customer's name, use their name, so it like immediately creates familiarity. And then also too, I'm really big on like setting expectations for what the process or what the phone call is going to look like. So like what is the conversation going to look like so the customer knows. And that can be as simple as, hey, before we dive into like all the inventory that we're going to be moving for you, I just need to go over some basic information for you just to make sure like we have your profile set up correctly. And then after that, if you're home, we're gonna walk through literally every room. It's gonna be like I'm taking you by the hand and walking you through the room. And we're just gonna go piece by piece, whatever you need us to put our hands on and move, that's what we're gonna document, okay? Just so we're on the same page. And then from there, I will build you a proposal while we're on the phone today. That way we can talk about numbers and you know exactly what to expect throughout this whole entire move. And then from there, we're gonna get you booked on a date, whatever date works for you and works for our schedule. We're gonna go ahead and get you set up. And then if you have any questions throughout the process at all, like just stop me. I'll answer anything you got. That's what I'm here for. I wanna be a resource for you. And then that's really like, that's like my version of setting expectations, like just telling the customer what the process is gonna look like, because now they know, okay, so they're gonna confirm some information, they're gonna make me walk around my house, get all the inventory, and they're gonna write me a proposal, we're gonna talk about numbers on the phone, like there's no surprises at that point. Does that make sense to everybody? Cool, awesome. And then a really easy, and this is just because I don't do this every day. So when I wrote out this process the first time, I was like, because I don't know all the lingo, I don't know all the ins and outs of the industry, I was like, what's a really easy way, and again, I like to keep stuff simple, to get a lot of yeses out of the customer before you hit them with a $5,000 proposal or whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. So in my mind, I was like, well, let's collect all their basic info up front. Let's go over the inventory, and then it's like a really easy transition because they probably expect after you get all the inventory, you're gonna give them a number, right? But again, we wanna kind of slow down the process and make that gap bigger because their goal whenever they pick up the phone is, how do I get this number, you know, down here? Like, how do I get the price of the move so I can get off the phone and then call somebody else, right? That's the customer's goal. As a salesperson, you wanna slow that process down, keep them like less rushed, and you control the dynamic of the conversation so that when you get to the number, they're like completely comfortable with you guys. They don't want to go through the process again. And they're like, okay, cool. Like this is the company that I want to use for this. So for me, it's like, hey, before we, like, thank you for going around the house and allowing me to get all the inventory that we're going to be moving today. Before we dive into the proposal, is it okay with you if I just confirm a few things first, just to make sure everything's set up correctly? And they're gonna be like, yeah, of course, that's fine. And then just literally go through. So like, I have your first name is Barbara, that's spelled B-A-R-B-A-R-A, whatever. And then they're gonna be like, yeah, that's correct. And then, and your email address is this, right? Yes. And then your phone number is this, correct? Yes. And then you're just getting like, yes, 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 yes out of the customer. I like to go for 5. You can do however many you want. And then cool, perfect. Now that we have all that confirmed, is it okay with you if I start breaking down the estimate for you so you understand like where the numbers come from? Yeah, that's fine. So you just got like 7 yeses out of the customer. So now they're agreeing with everything you say, and then you roll right into the proposal. It's just a psychological thing with the customer because you don't want them in a state of thinking no before you go into giving them the number, right? You want them to like in an agreeing state with you. So they're gonna agree with you 5 to 7 times or whatever that looks like for you, and then roll right into your presentation. And everyone's presentation might be a little bit different, so that's why we're gonna role play, because Tyler might do it completely different than someone else, and you guys don't know that because you might not listen to each other, you know, like that. So I think that's gonna be really beneficial for everybody. And then also too, like how we overcome rebuttals and stuff, like everybody's gonna be different there. So we're gonna work with you guys to put together some structure on what those rebuttals look like. And then I'm actually gonna like get maybe like 5 of the top most common ones from you guys. And I'm gonna take what you guys share with me and go back and like actually write out some different like maybe scripts or something for those rebuttals. And then I can just like email those to Tim and he can share those with everybody. So we're like kind of gonna build those together.